Hello, everyone. I'm Simon Preston, and welcome back to Reggae Boys Commentary. How is everybody doing? I hope everyone is doing well. And I know many people have been anticipating and waiting for this video in particular for quite some time. I know, but in life, good things take time, and we're just gonna have to be patient, right? So, who is Lewis Renard Baker? Well, he's a midfielder, as we all know. Joined Chelsea's academy at 9 years old in 2005 from Luton Town. And he was in their academy up until 2014. Progressed quite well. Really, really well. And he was highly rated from the academy. And even made his Chelsea debut in the FA Cup when he replaced Oscar. So he had that experience under his belt, but he had a couple of loan deals, as you guys are aware. Quite a number of them, in fact. You guys remember that. Well, as you guys know, there were a lot of them. Yep. Sheffield Wednesday, Milton Keynes Dons, Vitesse over in the Eredivisie, Middlesbrough, Leeds United, Reading, Fortuna Düsseldorf, Trabzonspor, and now Stoke City. Here we are. After 8 loan spells, and now at a different club. Former England under 17, 19, 20, and 21 player. He's now at Stoke City after joining them this time last year. In January last year, signed a 2.5-year deal. So now he has a year and a half left on his contract. So his contract will end in the summer of 2024. He was appointed club captain quite recently. But as you know, June last year, he signed a new 3-year deal with the club, which means that he's with them until the summer of 2025 now. So he has time. He has time on his hands. Yep, good time on his hands. So we know he made 1 appearance, well, 2 appearances for Chelsea. Played in the League Cup last season, and of course, the League Cup 2013-14 season. Played Championship football, League One football, Eredivisie football, and he even played in the UEFA Europa League for Vitesse as well. Championship, Bundesliga with Fortuna Düsseldorf, Super League with Trabzonspor, and now with Stoke City in the Championship. 18th in the league. Not in any danger right now as it relates to relegation, but still in a position where I feel like there's more that he could do at 27. Won the KNVB Cup at Vitesse, won the Turkish Super Cup with Trabzonspor, and with England's under 21, won the Toulon tournament in 2016. Was a player of the tournament in the Next Generation Series in 2012-2013, the same year where Daniel Johnson and Aston Villa won. Do you guys remember that? The Next Gen Series? Yep. The same year. Because Aston Villa and Daniel Johnson defeated Lewis Baker and Chelsea in the final. Yes, that is right. That same year that I've spoken about time and time again. That Next Gen Series was a very, very special event. Indeed. Chelsea Young Player of the Year 2013-14, Chelsea Goal of the Year 2013-14 season, Toulon Tournament Golden Boot winner, KNVB top scorer 2016-2017, and now he's at Stoke City. So, how does he look at Stoke City? Well, let me show you guys that in particular, because this is how he operates in a Stoke City team, right? This is how he looks like at Stoke City in particular. Now, at Stoke City, he operates in a 3-4-1-2 sort of system, or a 3-4-3, whichever way you want to look at it, with Will Smallbone occupying these sorts of areas and providing that cutting edge in terms of that final ball to a Tyrese Campbell or to the Scotsman Jacob Brown. So Will Smallbone operates in this sort of area. But the reality of the situation is with Lewis Baker, he is that sort of box-to-box sort of individual. So from a defensive standpoint, this is how Stoke City will look in a sense. Sometimes operating like with Stoke having like a fourth centre back. So defensively, this is how they look. But when they're attacking, more like this. And Lewis, of course, the wing backs flying forward, occupy these sorts of areas. Smallbone with crosses in from Clark or Timon. Smallbone making those late surges into the box to finish chances. And usually what you'll find sometimes is when Jacob Brown or Tyrese Campbell are not getting to the end of things, deflections from Will Smallbone crosses end up with Lewis Baker. And Lewis Baker is not afraid by any means to shoot for glory. Not afraid at all to shoot for glory, which is what you find is that a benefit of those teams that, park the bus, which is a benefit for Lewis Baker, because those teams that are sitting back, let me just show you an example here. Teams that do decide to sit back and congest the central areas in particular, areas such as this. So when you find situations like this, where you do have the teams sitting deep, as we find with some sorts of opposition, it could actually be a benefit for Lewis Baker, because what you find is that Lewis Baker will have that space to go for glory. So when he's on the ball, the opposition is forced to move up. And when they're forced to move up, what you'll find is that there'll be space. There'll be space here to exploit. So Lewis Baker has two options. He could either pass the ball, which of course bypass this line of defense and allow the likes of Campbell, Smallbone, and Jacob Brown to put away their chances, or Lewis Baker, by forcing the opposition to press him, will allow him to go for glory and find the back of the net. So these are the benefits of those sorts of teams that decide to sit back against a Lewis Baker. And this is an asset that I would say can overlap, not only for club, but also for country as well. But how would Lewis Baker look like for Jamaica? How could he fit in? How would he settle into proceedings, Lewis Baker in particular? Well, let's have a look at that, shall we, and see how, in particular, this could work from a Jamaican standpoint. Well, from a Jamaican standpoint, we can expect that 4-4-2 sort of system from coach Heimer Hallgrimsson. And I personally expect this to be a key figment in how the Jamaicans play. Perhaps switch it up to a 4-3-3 in certain situations, but I expect a very, very resilient, a very, very industrious and imperative 4-4-2. That's how I expect the Jamaicans to line up. So let's go with Blake here. You know what? Let's throw in Amari Bell here. Let's throw in Max Aarons here. Yeah. Let's throw in Levi Colwill here. Yeah. Let's throw in Richard King here. Now for the midfielders, wide left, let's go with Blair Turgot. On the right, let's go with Leon Bailey Bala. Up top, let's go with Mikel Antonio and Shamar Boza Nicholson. The midfield options, I know it's a compelling case. Lewis Baker, and alongside him, let's go for it. So, Lewis Baker, box to box. Box to box. Energetic, high running, can do some of the defensive work. It's not his number one asset, but it's something that he can do in order to tidy up these sorts of areas. And once he gets possession, spring the ball to Ravel. Ravel with the ball carrier, beats one, beats two, beats three, lays it off to Antonio. Antonio in the box, and lays it off to Shamar Nicholson for a finish. Bam, goal. There are other instances where this can work out quite well, as Lewis Baker can, when Leon Bailey makes those surges down the right-hand side, and Blair Turgot made those surges down the left-hand side. When they whip in the ball centrally, what you can find is that Lewis Baker, with those late surge of runs, can make the opposition work, because they're not expecting Lewis Baker to make these late surges. But when Blair Turgot has the ball and pulls it back, it's not what they're expecting, because they'd expect the ball to come a bit more vertically. But with that horizontal pass, allow Lewis Baker to find time, space to slot the ball in the back of the net. Lewis Baker is somebody that should be looked at in this sort of instance, in this scenario for Jamaica. So, folks, what is the deal? What's the deal with Lewis Baker? So, as everybody's aware, Ricardo Fulop is working with the club at this point in time, and he's made it extremely clear that he will have conversations with the likes of Badley Morgan, with the likes of Tyrese Campbell, and also as well with the likes of Wright Phillips, and also with the likes of Dejon Sterling as well. And he's also made mention that Lewis Baker is also on that list as well, to have a general conversation with about Jamaica as well. To me, I think that this is something that is imperative and something that should be viewed as a positive as well, because a Jamaican, a former reggae boy in Ricardo Fulop, looking out for Lewis Baker, words of encouragement, words of advice that can help and go a far way where this is concerned. And hopefully this is something that can be cemented long term to turn this sort of conversation into a relationship, into a passport, into something that can move forward for Jamaica. Folks, we're now in 2023. We're not in 2022 anymore. So you know what that means? That means the World Cup qualifiers are a little over a year from now. And there's already, as you know, a limited number of international windows to give players opportunities. So this has to be viewed as a priority, and the opportunities has to come from now. Has to come from now to ensure that players are bedded into the system and not given their debut in a World Cup qualifier. I'm fine if a player gets a debut in the Gold Cup, but a player making their debut in a World Cup qualifier? No. Not anymore. Not anymore. Not anymore. A World Cup qualifier, you should have at least a game, a friendly under your belt, but not making your debut for your country. No more Mikel Antonio making his debut for Jamaica in a World Cup qualifier. No more scenario of Kevin Stewart making his debut for Jamaica in a World Cup qualifier. No, 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 no. No more. No más. Jamais plus. Jamais. C'est dans le passé. C'est pas le futur. C'est pas pour la future. C'est différent aujourd'hui parce que l'équipe Jamaïque, il y a beaucoup de passion et bonheur dans notre équipe. It's different now. It's different now. And it's time to transform. No more. No more should a player be making a debut for Jamaica in a World Cup qualifier unless we're leading 4-0 with 10 minutes to go and we're giving a 19-year-old, a 20-year-old, a player an opportunity because we have the results sewn up in the bag, and we're giving him an opportunity with freedom to go out and express himself. So, folks, I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say. I am eager to hear what you guys have to say. Are you excited by what lies ahead? Is the future bright for Jamaican football? Let's hear what you guys have to say. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let's hear what you guys have to say. And don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to Reggae Boys Commentary for more content, folks.